Assalamualaikum to everyone. Today, we're learning why vegetable is very important to your body. Let's get started. Let's get started.
You really need to control your appetite. Dear Tim and Moby, what is the key to a healthy diet? From Karen. Well, that's a start, Moby. But eating healthy isn't about eating one food and not another. It's about eating a balanced diet. When you feel hungry or thirsty, that's your brain telling you that your body needs some fuel. We are heterotrophic, which means we get our nutrients from eating food. Nutrients supply your body with energy and the substances that it needs to grow and stay healthy. These include fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Carbohydrates and fats are used as fuel to keep the body going. When you exercise, you burn carbohydrates first and then fat. Protein is used to build new parts for the body, as well as repair old parts. You don't live off these three nutrients alone. There are vitamins and minerals that also play a part in keeping your body healthy. Calcium builds strong bones, and vitamin E is good for the skin. And there's lots more. I think the pizza wins. But anything is okay in moderation. Take a look at this plate. It tells you what foods you need a lot of and what foods you need less of. Each color represents a different food group. The amount you should eat from each group is shown by how big each wedge is. Orange, the grains food group, is one of the biggest. This includes stuff made from wheat, cornmeal, rice, and other cereal grains. These foods are high in carbohydrates, which your body can easily convert to energy. For this group, you want to eat more whole grain foods instead of refined grains. Refined grains have had most of their nutrients removed, mainly because people prefer the taste. Ground into a fine powder or flour, refined grains have about the same nutritional value as sugar. Whole grains are just what they sound like, grains that haven't been broken down so much. Foods made with whole grains are much, much healthier. Packaging can be tricky, so you have to read the ingredients. The healthiest grain products will include whole grain ingredients. Next up, vegetables, the green wedge. Raw, cooked, frozen, or juiced, vegetables are a good source of vitamins and minerals. Fruits are rich in vitamins and fiber, and they satisfy your appetite without a lot of calories. Note that fruits and vegetables take up half the plate. Half your meal should consist of these foods, leaning more towards vegetables. Right, meats are high in proteins, but some kinds are high in fat. So try to satisfy the purple wedge with leaner meats and plenty of fish and beans. You can get protein from nuts too, but just remember that these are high in fat. Finally, dairy products, which are made from milk, are high in protein and calcium. It's not necessary to drink milk, but if you do, try to choose skim or 1%. Those labels refer to lower amounts of fat. Well, it's not that fats are completely unhealthy. Like, the kinds in fish and many vegetables are actually good for you. But the fats in many animal products can increase your risk of heart disease. Fats also contain more calories or energy than any other nutrient. The amount of calories the body needs varies from person to person. People who exercise more, for example, need more calories than people who are less active. You don't have to overdo it, but you really should get about an hour of physical activity every day. But back to the original question. A balanced diet is one that includes foods from each of these food groups every day. How much of each food group you should eat depends on several factors, including exercise and age. All of you vegetarians out there should fill your nutrition needs in different ways. If you're a serious vegetarian or vegan, consult your doctor to be sure you're getting all of the nutrients you need. You don't have to avoid that stuff completely, but you should definitely keep it as low as possible. Okay, normally I say everything in moderation, but that's just wrong.
The next thing we're gonna learn is some foods name. Let's get started. Some of you know this is for your younger siblings. Let's get started. Today we're learning why vegetables is very important. Let's get started.
Hey! It's cornier. Dear Tim and Moby, what exactly are carbohydrates, and are they all bad for you? From Francie. Carbohydrates are a type of nutrient. These are substances that your body uses for energy and proper cell function. Your body uses carbohydrates to store and transport energy. Right, carbs come in a lot of different forms, and some are healthier than others. The two major kinds are simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Sugars are called simple carbohydrates because they're the smallest carb molecules. Glucose is the simplest sugar of all, and is the most important fuel in plants and animals. Candy and other sweets contain sucrose, which is basically just table sugar. Other sugars include fructose, which is found in fruit, and lactose, which comes from milk. Well, complex carbohydrates can be separated into two groups. One is the starches, which are chains of sugars. Corn, potatoes, and grain products like bread, pasta, and cereal all contain starches. The other complex carbohydrate is fiber, or cellulose. Fiber is found in fruits, vegetables, as well as certain grains. Fiber is an indigestible substance. It passes right through your intestines without breaking down. Which are the bad carbohydrates? Well, in general, you should avoid carbs that are quickly broken down into glucose. Glucose is also known as blood sugar because the glucose molecule is small enough to pass right through the walls of the blood vessels lining your intestines. Right, your intestines generally break down simple sugars more easily than starches. And that's why you shouldn't overdo candy and other sweets. These foods cause a spike or rapid increase in blood sugar, which can eventually lead to weight gain, diabetes, and heart disease. Potatoes and white rice contain lots of starch and little fiber, so they cause these spikes too. Fruit contains a lot of sugar, but they also have white rice cause a spike or rapid increase in blood sugar, which can eventually lead to weight gain, diabetes, and heart disease. Potatoes and white rice contain lots of starch and little fiber, so they cause these spikes too. Fruit contains a lot of sugar, but they also have lots of fiber, so they don't cause big spikes in blood sugar. Well, since fiber doesn't digest, it slows the breakdown of other carbohydrates, preventing spikes. You may have heard that you should eat natural whole grains. The reason is that they digest really slowly. In general, the more processed a carbohydrate is, the less fiber it has, and the worse it is for you. Things like refined sugar and products containing white flour fall into that category. Well, pretty much anything is bad for you if you overdo it. And it's true that a lot of people eat too many carbs. Some weight loss programs recommend avoiding them completely. Supporters of these diets say that your body can convert proteins, another type of nutrient, into carbohydrates anyway, so there's no real need to eat them. No, they're right, at least about converting proteins to carbs. But most doctors agree that cutting out all carbs is not a healthy long-term diet. Cutting down on some of the bad carbs makes a lot more sense than just removing all carbohydrates from your diet. Oh, those? Well, that's different. I need those.
The next thing we're gonna do Continuing on in the ecosystem. Let's get started. Ecosystem is important because you know in this short, the ecosystem is important. It's in part of your life. Let's get started.
Meanwhile, let's see if we can answer this question. Here's Tim and Lee. Why are rainforests important?
Yeah, why?
Well, rainforests may only cover about 5% of Earth's surface, but they're home to more than half the planet's plant and animal species. And those are supposed to be biodiversity, or variety of things.
If you notice, in figure, this will review the lesson up. Let's continue.
Rainforests is vast. Remain undiscovered. Two factors allow rainforests to support so much life: water and light. More than 10 years, or 33 feet of rain falls each year. And temperatures always stay above 25 degrees Celsius. That's 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's because rainforests are found in the tropics, an area near the equator, hence tropical rainforests. Rainforests have 4 layers. The very tallest trees in the rainforest make up the emergent layer. Growing so tall allows trees to reach more sunlight, which is hard to come by down. The next layer, is crowded with branches, leaves, and vines. Most of the animals in the rainforest live there too. The canopy is the underside, layer of shorter trees, bushes, and ferns. Plants can only grow down there if they don't get too much sun. Bacteria and fungi right down rainforests are very Birds in the rainforest have features that are suited to this environment. Specialized features are called adaptations, like pitcher birds, which coat with nutrient source, small animals, like insects. That's adapted to growing around the sun at all. Known as air birds, they absorb nutrients from the rain and debris of trees. Animals in the rainforest have all kinds of adaptations, like these animals. They yell loudly enough to hear each other 5 kilometers away. Predators come around, they howl to scare them off and alert other monkeys. Other species bring others
For every adventure, for every adventure.
keep them with their foul stench. That's earned them the name of stink bird. All the creatures in the rainforest are specially adapted to life there, but conditions are changing quickly and species are struggling to keep up. The biggest threats to rainforest are industries like farming, raising animals. Scientists estimate that one rainforest species goes extinct every 15 minutes. That's bad news. Not only for that species, but the whole ecosystem, the net living and non-living things in a particular environment.
We're being arrested right now. We were trying to find these parents, and this is their house right now. They're being taken, and now this police officer here is arresting us because he thinks we took them.
Carbon dioxide. This gas is a natural part of the air, but now technology is using tons more in these guys. Since carbon dioxide traps heat from the sun, it's messing with long-term weather patterns around it. So we can really use rainforest health here. Many medicines can be made from plants.
It's like evidence. There's a video on our YouTube channel. They gave me this ring. This belongs to me.
So they will all rise up.
The next thing we're gonna learn is the animal who eats the other animal. This class goes off. Let's continue. This class here.
Dear Tim and Murray, what is an energy pyramid? Your friend, Nicole. The energy pyramid is a model of how energy spreads through an ecosystem. You remember food chains, right? What do you think so much about today? Okay, food chains describe how energy in an ecosystem linked together by one plant critically plants from moss and grass to shrubs and trees.
No, not clear.
In turn, primary consumers are eaten by secondary consumers. These are carnivores, omnivores. This continues until you reach the animals at the top of the food chain, which have no natural enemies.
Where's he going? Oh, there he is! Oh, yeah!
Sharks are on top of the food chain.
Yeah, get him! Where'd he go?
Bears might be
This
another
way!
example.
Shoot, we lost him!
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, decomposers like bacteria and fungi break down dead animal and plant matter.
Oh my gosh, you're right, it is!
This recycles nutrients
Okay, so he went down this sidewalk right here.
I have my lock and picking hat chair. Do I find it in your backpack?
Yes, okay.
webs made
Yeah,
of
flip
metal
web.
connected and
Yeah,
overlapping
we need to get these
chains.
handcuffs off. This is
Let's
crazy.
back
So
up
you
for
know
a
how to pick
sec
your
and
way
ask
out of
why
handcuffs, me?
animals
If there's a
move in the
lock,
first
I
place.
know how to pick it.
And if there's a nose, I know how to pick
Well,
it.
yes, leaves,
Got it.
vegetables,
okay.
and snakes are delicious
You can do it.
in certain
Yes!
cultures,
Yes!
I guess.
All right! What kind of police
But that's
officer
not
just
it.
takes off his stuff
Animals
and leaves
eat
it all
to
over the
gain
sidewalk?
energy. It all starts with reduced carbon. They create
Police
all
shirt.
the usable
His
energy
tag's
in
still
an
on it. He
ecosystem.
was
That's
definitely
what
a
they're
fake
called
cop. He just
producers.
bought this shirt.
Oh my
Through the
gosh.
process of
Wouldn't leave his tag
photosynthesis,
on,
they
right?
convert the sun's light energy into glucose.
We're down the sidewalk. Let's
Specifically,
go.
a simple sugar
There's
called
a lock
glucose.
right there.
Glucose is the fuel for living organisms. Plants use up most of the glucose they make to grow and reproduce, but they store a little bit of it in their bodies. So when a rabbit eats a plant, he's only getting a small fraction of the energy the plant got from the sun. The rabbit, in turn, uses up most of that energy to do things like breathe, keep warm, swim around, and make rabbits. You're getting a tiny fraction of the energy the plant. Get it? All of the energy in an ecosystem ultimately comes from the sun. And since the amount of energy increases as you travel
Wait a
through the
minute.
food chain,
He was definitely wearing a black jacket. He took off his hat. Now he took off his jacket.
it's 10 times less energy than the level below it. So let's say you've got a square meter of forest. Every year, plants growing in that little patch produce 10,000 calories. That's a unit of energy. Now, let's say herbivores consume 10,000 calories. They burn 9,000 calories and store 1,000 in their body. Predators, that square meter of forest, produce only 1,000 calories of energy per year. Include snakes and raccoons, and rabbits and grasshoppers. See where this is going? If the carnivores eat all the primary consumers, they'll gain 1,000 calories of energy. They'll use up 900 calories and store 100 in their bodies. So, for the top predators, that square meter of forest only yields 100 calories per year. Oh, come on, sharks aren't part of the equation here. That's better. Anyway, since the bears and hawks have a fairly limited number of calories to live on, the ecosystem just can't support that many of them. So, in most cases, as energy decreases up the food chain, so does biomass, the combined mass of all the organisms. A small meadow might support 10,000 grasshoppers, 100 snakes, and only 1 or 2 hawks. Great, now let's get back to shark food. I think there's a special coming up about a shark who lent out money at a very high interest rate. Huh, who could that be? You know, there was something fishy about that guy.
The next thing we're gonna do, is part of the art class that we started for college thing. This part is your college thing. Let's just start.
You did touch it! Oh, fat ass.
You're the fattest.
Hey, shut up, fat ass. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Personally, I think I would pick this. Look at this, how awesome!
He was just right over here. Where did he go? This guy's pulling all kinds of security tricks out. Man, he does the brownie piece. He's got baseball badge. I can't figure out the baseball ball. What if he's through that? Exactly. What's with this guy? Alright, well, I can't get you around this baseball bat and this helmet. It's slowing me down. Find this game. Things, you know, we don't have most of the around here. I gotta get that ring back on that guy.
What started out as a curiosity now plays in walls of museums.
I don't know if he's a magician or something online because seconds.
In March of the 20th century.
This guy's like a quick change expert or something. He's changing his clothes, going around corners, and then losing us. This is crazy.
I bet you Barbie's gonna get married to Ken. Ken's gonna give her a beautiful ring, and I'm sure Ken does not have any projects or records after them. So Barbie is gonna still get to keep her ring. Unlike me, unfortunately, I get my ring stolen by Project Zorgo. They keep messing around with them. I don't know why. Just leave me alone. I just need to make a problem.
Just crowding out your main subject. And think about how you can balance the elements in your plan. That's where you imagine the photo is divided.
thought I was wearing his jacket, so I got it on and
Contrast
just
on your
like,
phone. Light colors against dark backgrounds and nice
I know, I've been following you now. Okay.
foreground borders to indicate
That hacker, or whoever that is, he's been changing himself, so he's in disguise. Maybe he knows that Chad and I are following him and that we're here, so maybe I'm gonna get into disguise, you guys. Hopefully I still have some stuff on clearance in the Halloween aisle. Listen, guys, back to school. Halloween's over. I got the perfect costume. I can't wait for Chad to see it. Set it right here.
The next thing we're gonna learn is photosynthesis. That is my favorite. Food people. Let's get started.
Dear Tim and Moby, how do plants grow? Nancy
that fake police officer must be a piece of overnight.
nourishment they grow. Plant food is
I
different.
think it's time to exit.
Plants make their own food.
Photosynthesis building. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Let's get out of here. There's so many cars in this parking lot.
Dear Tim and Moby, how do plants grow? From Nansorg 277.
Man, this parking lot's way too huge.
Things
I'll
need
never find
nourishment they
myself.
grow, but
Look
plant
at
food is different.
They know how to hack security cams. There's security cameras all over the parking lot here. Maybe they can track it down. Just call them my phone.
Photosynthesis couldn't happen without the
I'm in the
sun.
Walmart parking lot.
Plants collect energy from sunlight and use this energy
This
to make
guy's
sugar.
wearing, I don't even know what he's wearing now. He keeps
Glucose is
changing
the
his
main
clothes.
source of nutrition for plants, fueling their cells for function and growth.
Wait a second. That's the grandma I saw walking with the cane.
It's no secret that plants use their
Running
roots
off.
to
Okay,
drink
straight
up
to that van
water.
right there, I think. Oh man,
Water
if she
travels
drives
from
off, I'll
the
never be able to
roots
catch up.
to
I'll get back
plants
inside. I'm
through
gonna buy one, but I gotta keep up that way.
wood and trees.
I'm out of the Walmart. I'm back in the parking lot. I got a blades that I just purchased. Here we are. I don't even see
Water
him
and
inside
carbon
the van.
dioxide
What?
spread through the leaves into cells called palisade and
Hey,
sponges.
where are you going?
These cells contain structures called chloroplasts. This structure fills with a green pigment called chlorophyll. Is what makes green plants green.
I'm in pursuit of a hacker. I don't
Traps
know if
energy
it's
from
that same
sunlight
person.
to produce chemicals.
Let's cruise process. Let's go right now.
Hydrogen and
Man, try to get if you can.
chemical energy is used to create glucose, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide. The glucose dissolves into extra water molecules and gives the plant plenty of food. The leaves release oxygen as a waste product. There's one reason that plants are so important. They absorb our carbon dioxide and leave us with oxygen. We inhale the oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide back into the air. Yeah, I guess you could call it a partnership. Except we drinking sugar is not going to make you grow. It's just going to make you
But I did make it out of there with some very fancy evidence.
Fancy evidence, yes. That's gotta be this ring.
Let's just say we have the signatures in the palm of our hand. I also still have that note from PZ4.
I love this.
The last time we were at the house.
What did they do? What? A note?
You're the fattest.
You know where to find me.
The next thing we're gonna learn is the earth, the content of the world. Let's get started.
Hey, come back here! You get back here!
Excuse me, may I please have another bag towel?
Get back here! You can't outrun me! Oh, you fast! Get back! Yeah! You're cornered now, buddy! Yeah! No! I knew it was you! I knew it was you! Police
Dear
officer!
Tim and Moby, what exactly is a
You
conflict?
know it's illegal
area.
Police officer, right? You're a police officer, I know that. You don't believe that a true police officer would never become a hacker and work for Project Zorgo. They're sworn to protect, steal, like a small piece,
The
right?
continent is a large area of land with distinct geographic borders and mountains and oceans. No, it's not a very precise definition. In fact, not everyone agrees about the number of continents on Earth. In the U.S., there are 7. In other countries, many students are taught that there are 6. North and South America are covered with 1. We're going to focus on the 7 continents. They include North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. The United States is on the continent of North America. North America also includes Canada, Mexico, Greenland, the countries of Central America, and the Caribbean islands. It has the most varied climate of any continent. Frozen tundras, forests, deserts, and mountain ranges. Pretty much every ecosystem is represented here. Just to the south of Central America is the continent of South America. There's lots of cool stuff to see in South America. The Amazon River, the Andes Mountains, they're the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. Below the southern tip of South America, there's Antarctica. Antarctica is the only continent with no permanent residents. The population equals 0, except for a handful of sailors. It's the coldest, windiest ocean with an average temperature way below 0. More than half of the world's Moving north, we come to Africa, the second biggest continent on Earth. It's home to the largest desert, the Sahara, the longest river, the Nile, and the biggest savanna, the grasslands. It's also where most scientists think the first human beings appeared a long time ago. Every single one of us has ancestors in Africa. Go back far enough. No, maybe not you. Anyway, north of Africa is Europe. It's small, but it's the most densely populated continent. It contains close to 50 countries, each with its own laws and customs. It packs so close together, you can see a crazy mix of beautiful cities in just a few days. Rome, Paris, London, Prague, and dozens more. East of Europe, Asia, the largest continent of all. It's home to the highest point on Earth, Mount Everest, and there's a waterfall on the shores of the Dead Sea. It's also got a bigger population than any other continent. About 60% of all the people on Earth live in Asia. It's home to literally thousands of different cultures and languages. I don't know any robots, but probably a lot of those too. Southeast of Asia is the smallest continent, Australia. It's home to some of the weirdest animals on Earth, including the duck-billed platypus. Oi! Right. Anyway, Australia includes the country Australia, plus the island New Guinea. That leaves out New Zealand and other countries. We lump all the South Pacific countries and islands into a geographic region called Oceania. In some parts of the world, Oceania is considered a continent, not Australia. So there you have it, the continents of the world. Did you get to meet the pilots? Just the other pilots. Okay.
The next thing we are doing is colors. This is the youngest cut. Pay attention, youngest cut. Let's get started.
The electromagnetic spectrum is the name for a bunch of types of radiation, including visible light. Like all waves, light waves have a wavelength. That's the distance from crest to crest. Crest is the highest point of a wave. Waves also have a frequency, or number of wavelengths.
How are you, Siri? How's everything? You good? How's the family? Today, Siri's gonna be cooking, and Star's gonna be cooking, and so
The next thing we're gonna do is body chemical. Body
okay.
chemistry. Let's get started.
Stream guys. So I'm pretty sure she's saying.
Dear Tim and Moby, why do we need to eat and drink? From Kun 15. Moby can't imagine not wanting to eat and drink. The thing is, we need food and water so that our bodies can function. Chemical reactions are going on in your body all the time. We're made up of lots of different chemicals that react to produce the substances our bodies need for growth and energy. The elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen make up 95% of the body's weight. We get these elements from the food we eat and the water we drink. Dear Tim and Moby, why do we need to eat and drink? From Kun 15. Moby can't imagine not wanting to eat and drink. The thing is, we need food and water so that our bodies can function. Chemical reactions are going on in your body all the time. We're made up of lots of different chemicals that react to produce the substances our bodies need for growth and energy. The elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen make up 95% of the body's weight. We get these elements from the food we eat and the water we drink. Everybody knows that we're supposed to drink lots of water, but it's not just because it goes pretty well. Water is good at dissolving substances that your body needs, and it's involved in all sorts of chemical reactions. Water helps maintain your body temperature and flows through your body, carrying nutrients from place to place. In fact, you might be surprised to know that water is the most abundant molecule in the universe. Carbohydrates, like sugars and starches, are the body's chemical fuel. When they're broken down, energy is released, and your body uses it to function. A carbohydrate is your body's main source of fuel.
Hold up, I'll be back.
I hear George in the living room. I'm pretty sure this is the bottom like always. Before we head over there, guys, we're still doing the iPhone 12 giveaway. If you guys haven't entered, make sure you guys subscribe.
Another of the body's sources of energy come from lipids. Lipids are things like fats, oil, and cholesterol.
Enter iPhone 12
They feed membranes around cells, store energy, and insulate the body so it doesn't lose too much heat. Some lipids form chemical messengers called hormones.
Make sure you guys subscribe over there because we're giving
Our bodies need lipids, but too much fat and cholesterol can be bad for you. High cholesterol and fat levels are often linked to heart disease and other health problems. The human body contains thousands of different proteins. Proteins do everything from building your body's structure to controlling chemical reactions. They form the core of the endocrine and immune systems, and they transport small molecules and ions throughout the body. The endocrine system is a system in which chemicals and hormones control all your body's natural functions, like maintaining a constant temperature. Anyway, an enzyme is a type of protein that speeds up chemical reactions in the body.
We still don't have a name, guys. You guys came up with a bunch of names. Please don't play.
The next thing we're gonna do is go to Safari.
Starbucks.com, where children have fun parties.
Huh?
November 2020. Let's make a calendar. Now he's using Monday, What day of the week This house.
November 5th, 2020. Fill in the missing day and date.
Parents. That would be a baby. I said hair.
Great job. Mark any special dates this week. 26th.
Middle.
Choose a picture for your calendar.
Go to the middle.
Goodbye. Send a Valentine. Who's your Valentine?
The white one?
Zach the Rat. Pick a card. Choose a beginning for your sentence. Be my friend. Connecting words such as because and connect parts of a sentence. Choose a connecting word. Be my friend because choose an ending for your sentence. Be my friend because I'm stuck on you. Be my friend because you make me smile. Be my friend because you giggle. Be my friend because you make me smile. Great. Choose your stamp.
What's happening? Wait, I'm right there. There. I'm looking right there. Where? I yeah, you're looking.
Be my friend because you make me smile. Happy Valentine's Day.
You know my house? I'll give you my
The next thing we're gonna learn is the sound.
Jump that word.
Some words were learned. Let's get started.
If there's a word that you just don't know, you can chunk it into parts. You can chunk the part you know. You can tie it all together in a tight little bow. If you find there's a word that you just don't know, chunk the word, you can chunk that word. Chunk the word, you can chunk that word. If you find there's a word that you just don't know, you can chunk that word and away you go. Now, chunk this word.
Okay, I'll be a baby. No!
Daddy. Chunk this word.
And I can get a pet too. Go!
Now, chunk this word.
Okay, go! Go!
But now I need connecting words.
What happened?
The first bell does the talking.
What happened?
When Valentines go, the first bell does the talking. When Valentines go walking, the first bell does the talking. When Valentines go walking, the first bell does the talking. Goats.
Now let's see what you get in your house.
Soap.
Wow! Alexa, you need to upgrade your house.
Awesome. You know.
My kids need some rest. Yes, then why do you have it?
Click on the word.
What do you have on your phone?
Sound.
Oh, you mean that? Yeah. You just go to the decoration and then where?
You know. Say. Away. And day.
Let's continue with marketing words.
Chunk that word. Yep, you find there's a word that you just don't know. You can chunk it into parts. You can chunk the part you know. You can tie it all together in a tight little bow. If you find there's a word that you just don't know. Chunk the word, you can chunk that word. Chunk the word, you can chunk that word. If you find there's a word that you just don't know, you can chunk that word and away you go. Now, chunk this word. Daddy. Good job.
Give me something.
Picture hunt. Tan. Pony.
Huh? Why did you climb the tree?
Pony.
Alexa, there's a little child. No.
Daisy. Berry.
I died. Now I'm a child.
Baby.
There's no children on my my family. This is my family. Mommy, Daddy, and me.
The next thing we're gonna do is just listen to a short story.
This is my family. Mommy, Daddy, and me. Mommy is going to have a baby.
I'm not gonna erase it. Badass.
She brings home a new
badass.
baby sister. This is Tiny, says Daddy.
Play some guitar with this app. Yeah, with simple guitar. Can they teach me to play chords?
Does
Yeah,
she
can
like
they teach me
big
how to
trucks?
read tabs?
I asked.
Yeah. You guys come up with a bunch of names. We still haven't decided. We're going over all of them to decide on a name for this. Bunny! Bunny, get over here, Bunny. You combing his hair?
I asked
You
Silly
gotta give him
for
some
Tiny.
food, George. Yeah, he has to be clean. George, you gotta get some food.
Make a
Get
match.
some food.
Now we're making a match. Let's get started.
No, you have to fill it up, George. It's over in the closet, remember? Okay. Just bring the bag. Sorry, what do you think of the new bunny?
4.
What color? What time is it? What time about? Sorry, tell me what you're talking about. Nobody knows, right? No. Sorry, what's happening? You got the food?
Girl.
George, do your thing. Sure, you have to help him. What are you doing? He's been taking care of the bunny all by himself.
Seal.
What's happening with you, Clary? Yeah, George, most of the time he's here. Take care of the bunny.
Bird.
Yeah, he's the one that wanted the lizard, remember? Siri wanted the bunny,
Horns.
and Star wanted the bunny. Yeah, I can tell. Okay, good. Oh, he was pretty hungry, right?
Nurse.
He does. No, it's not. Yeah, it's here. Right, George? George, you want to tell them? George, you want to tell him why he's brushing his hair?
What is this, guys? Why
Right.
are we here? What is life?
Yeah, he's talking to this classmate. Little girl.
Who made this and why?
Yeah, in his class.
Pink.
That is not the greatest food.
Yes?
Josh made this.
Rain.
Did the base creator do this on purpose or is it
Snail. Shirt.
Sorry, it's okay. He wants to impress her. He wants to impress her, so he's gonna give away that bunny, and then we're gonna get another bunny. Why not?
Under.
Dear parents, this is a video about sideways with your younger kids supposed to know the age of 5 or 6, the age of the grade of preschool or kindergarten. The age the kids supposed to know
I mean,
some sideways.
Under.
it's okay, George. You don't have to tell him the name, George. You don't. George, you don't have to tell him the name. Me what?
Farmer.
Nope.
No, he was talking to this little girl in school on the Google Meet call. Let's see, she's 5.
Turkey.
Okay, George, let me bring a box so we can take it to your girlfriend. So, we're gonna take it right now, Siri. Get a box.
Garden. Marker.
Serious. We can get on the... Okay, Starry doesn't want to give away the bunny either. But that's okay, Starry. Okay?
Make a
George, grab the bunny. Let's go. Wait, guys.
Starfall.com,
3. We'll get another
where
one,
children
okay?
have fun learning.
He wants to impress the little girl, so he's gonna give away the bunny.
How we read and write.
Alphabetical order is terrific, but I want to use the letters to make words.
Next thing we're gonna do is
We could go get another one. We could adopt another one.
We take so long to get the bunny.
But this one doesn't even have a name yet. George,
the next thing we're gonna learn is reading. So let's
Starfall.com,
get
what are we
started.
gonna do?
where children have fun learning.
It's okay, watch. Once we give it to the girl, then we could tell them the name the Jancy family picked.
Have you ever played Let's Pretend? Yes, I like to do that.
Click and drag the words into the
Yeah,
correct
they're
shapes.
fine.
Red and
Just tell the
yellow.
truth now. George, get over here. George. Okay, guys. We're gonna go right now. We're gonna tell you about this, but there's a little girl, and George wants to give away the
This
bunny
is
to the
sorry
little girl,
for
so we're
everyone.
gonna do it. We're gonna
Listen
get friends
up.
with this little girl. So we're
Come
gonna tell you her
here,
name. You ready,
come
George?
here. Run,
Sir, get over here. We're gonna be
run.
telling you his name.
I want you.
1, 2, 3.
What for, Mother? What wants us? I want you to help
Told
me.
you it was a prank.
I will make cookies, and you can help me.
No, there's a girl that George thinks she's cute. That's it.
We like to do this. I will make one look like a cat.
Yeah.
I can make
I'm
one
sick.
look like a
George,
dog.
put your pen down low.
Now, here they
Just forget about
go.
it. Anyway,
In here.
George. What's up?
And now, into us. One in me and one in you.
We like to help you, Mother, and we like to eat
Oh, I forgot one last one.